Hi gems, it's your girl Ambra here and welcome back to my channel. As you identified by the title of this video, I'm doing all, what are we calling it? Like a one brand face, what essentially means you're using one brand to do your entire look. This was not as challenging as I thought it would be to gather all of one brand because as you guys know, e.l.f. sponsored a trip to Austin, Texas earlier this year and I got a lot of product from that trip. And I've honestly been meaning to, you know, do a video like this with all their products, especially on my skin tone. So I'm super excited. As you all know, e.l.f. Cosmetics is cruelty free, which is very important to note for those who are conscious about the products that they're buying. I am not there yet, working on it, but baby steps. This is a collaboration video with my homie Jazz, Jasmine Rose, as you may know her on YouTube. I'll make sure to link her information below so that you guys can see her one brand full face routine as well. This was super fun to do because, you know, kind of, you have your things, right? You have the things that you know and you love and what works for your skin. So there are things from e.l.f. that I use in my everyday routine and there's others that I have not even touched the surface. So we're going to be doing this together. We're going to knock this out together and see what works and what doesn't work. So if you are interested in my full face using e.l.f. Cosmetics, keep watching. All right, first things first, I have absolutely nothing on my skin. Like I wanted to do everything in my full face routine with e.l.f. Cosmetics. So we're gonna start with the moisturizer. I'm gonna use e.l.f.'s Hydrating Serum. I do use this in my normal get unready routine to kind of provide some hydration on my skin. Even though I'm oily combination, it's still important to moisturize. Because when you're applying a lot of powders, you don't want it to be cakey, you know what I'm saying? So I do like to apply a serum versus a moisturizer because it is thinner because I'm oily. I don't want anything that's going to be too thick and contribute to, you know, an even more glossier grill. Next, I'm going to use my Prep and Hydrate Balm from e.l.f. I've never used this before. It says this clear cooling balm helps hydrate and prep skin for makeup application. It has shea and vitamin E, which I love. Helps nourish and moisturize. So I'm going to apply this all over the skin. It comes in a tube like so that you kind of screw up like deodorant to get the product out. And I'm going to apply this. Oh, wow. It almost feels like a serum in a stick. And I'm just going to apply this all over. Interesting, interesting. Smells good too. Travel friendly. I'm actually gonna rub this in too. Plays no games. Next up, for a face primer, who am I kidding? I have pores that literally you see them before you see my face. And I'm gonna use the Poreless Face Primer, also from e.l.f. It comes in a really pretty frosted component jaw, rather. And I'm going to apply this in my T-zone area, which is where I experience the most of my pore situation. Okay, next I want to go in with my Complete Coverage Concealer. I have two shades here, one in medium and one in dark. I do have some problem areas that I want to conceal before applying foundation. So I'm going to go in with my dark compact, like so. As you can see, I've never used it before. And it comes with a really cute little brush that I'm actually going to use. And I think I'm going to go in with this shade here, which none of them have names. It does have quite a bit of red undertone. But at least it's going under my foundation, you heard? So I'm going to apply this just on my little baby spots that are bothering me. It's not too far off from my complexion, to be honest. I have really like bags under my eyes right now. It's like unreal. For my Utensil To Blend, I am using an e.l.f. sponge. I don't think they call it, I already threw the packaging away. I don't think they call it anything other than a makeup sponge. But it's very indicative of like the Real Technique sponge. So it's a little bit tougher and harder. It does remind me a bit much of my Morphe sponge too. But I'm just going to use the pointy part to blend it in. And I have already wet it. What do we think? Okay, e.l.f. I don't hate that. Really nice. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my foundation as soon as I find it. I decided to get, rather than their, I couldn't find an e.l.f. like liquid form foundation in my local Target. Shocker. Nonetheless, I was able to pick up the foundation palette in medium dark. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. But I'm going to go in with what I believe to be the darkest shade. Good luck. So I'm going to play with this one first. Ooh, she a little thick. She a little thick. Okay. We're not, okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's not completely count her out. And I'm just using, I think this is a BH Cosmetics foundation brush. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty the way I'm digging in here. But I need to get to the product. Right? I think what I'm going to do is grab some of this concealer. And I'm going to use the same foundation brush and apply a little bit of that on top. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm blending that in. So voila, I definitely think that did the trick by mixing a little bit of that complete coverage concealer. I don't know what shade it is, but the compact is in dark. And I just use the shade second from my left. Now I'm going to also use the same, I don't think I'm going to use the medium palette at all because I feel like these shades are a little just way too light. But I am going to go back into that same palette and I'm going to use the applicator that came with it and use, let me clean that applicator. How about that? And I'm going to use this shade here to highlight with and see what comes of it. Yeah, I definitely like this undertone. Yay! E.l.f. I really like these concealers. And I'm going to use the same beauty sponge to blend this out. And I'm just going to pour a little bit into the cap, as you can see here. She's really white. I'm going to go back in with my beauty sponge and kind of blend this up before I apply powder. And I'm not baking because it freaks me out with something so white like this. But I'm definitely going to set it to stay put. Oh my God. Then I have my bronzer palette. And this is in the shade Deep Bronzer. Be a stretch. But these are the 4 shades. Okay. All right, let that sit in for a minute. That is deep. That is what we're working with. So I'm going to take this shade, which apparently is claiming to be the darkest option I have. It's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my handy dandy angled brush by Sigma. And this is my E40. Child, she may just be an overall powder. But I'm going to deposit that Did it do something? I think it did. I'm going to deposit that right here in my cheekbone, in the hollow sections. And also around my... Oh my god. I mean, I could be... She's bronzed. She's contoured. Incredible. Okay. I'm going to zoom into the eyes and come back to finishing the face a little bit later. For the eyes, I've already kind of put some concealer on my lid. Before I apply my shadows, I do want to do my brows. It's just my normal routine. I always do my brows before I do my makeup. So I'm just going to brush them in the direction that I want them. Okay, for my brows, I'm using my e.l.f. Shadow Brow and Liner palette. And it comes like so. For me, obviously, my skin tone, I'm going to stay on this end of the spectrum. But I'm going to go in with my small angled brush from Luxie. It does come with its own brush. Let's just work on the makeup. Tools come later. So I'm going to just start carving out my brow. Ooh, ooh. And I'm just going to go in with maybe the shade a little bit deeper than the one that I used over top of that foundation. Because I don't want anything too, like that would give me that halo that I hate. So I'm going to do something that's going to be a little bit closer to my skin tone. Yeah. Because I just, you know, this is the first time using the product. And I don't want any surprises. I'm just obsessed with these concealers. They're so creamy. So let's get to the eyes. I do have several palettes in front of me. I have the Saturday Sunset palette. Really pretty. I have Sunset, just simply Sunset, which has a lot of shimmery shades in it. And then I also have the Nude Rose Gold, which is this baby right here. So I am leaning towards the Rose Gold, but I also have this product here called Soiree. That is an eyeshadow color. It's just so pretty that I just feel like I need to use it. So out of all these palettes, I'm really not seeing like a reddy orange, like a brown that I can use for transition. So I think I want to go into like one of my bronzers or my shadow brow and liner palette. And I think I want to try this one here. So I'm going to go on one of my favorite blending brushes, which is my Morphe 441. I'm dipping into that. And I'm going to start laying down some product. I'm going to go into my e.l.f. dark blush stack, and I'm going to go in with this shade here, which, I mean, it's the lightest of them all, and apply that like right over top of it. Yes, that's giving me a better transition shade. Like blending that shade with that brown is giving me that like rust brown that I love on my lid. Definitely, definitely. Okay, so then I'm gonna tap into Soiree. My nails are too long, so I'm gonna get me a flat brush. And I think I'm gonna use, because of the consistency of it, like let me give you a swatch as much as I can with my nail being jacked. That's really pretty. And there's the swatch of it. I think I need to go in with a synthetic brush. So I'm going to go in with my MAC 242. Has a very moussey feel to it when you apply the brush. As you can see, like, it kind of makes these like divots. And apply that directly on the lid. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Super cool. Next, I'm going to go on with my Expert liquid liner from e.l.f. and create a nice little wing action. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Waterproof Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara to prep my lashes for the falsies. For lashes, I'm going with my Luxe Lash Kit. Looks like so. Definitely something that I would gravitate towards for an everyday lash. And I'm just going to use my Duo Glue. It comes with the lash glue in the kit, but I have very sensitive eyes to glue, and I'm not in a position to test out whether or not this is going to affect my eyes in a negative way. Voila. So for my inner corner, I'm going to go into the Nude Rose. No, I'm not. For my inner corner, I'm going to go into my Prism eyeshadow here and just apply this shade here into my inner corner. This Targeted Natural Glow Stick in the shade Champagne Gold, which is light and sheer, and it just screws like up like that, like a pencil, like a pencil, like a coal liner type pencil. And then I have this Blush Gem Powder Highlight. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Champagne Glow stick and apply that on the highest points, like so. And then I'm going to blend it in with my finger. And then I'm going to go over top of that with the Blush Gems and my BH Cosmetics 101. Swirling it into the product and then applying it directly on top. Okay, you get a little something something. And I actually use this blush all the time. So I'm gonna go in, I actually mix this a lot with the deeper shade. I just love their blushes. And the palette is dark. And I mix the two darkest shades together. For lip, I am gonna go in with my e.l.f. liner. I don't know oh wait, in dark brown. So for lip, I'm using one of e.l.f.'s newest products. This is a lip lacquer in the shade Tea Rose. It's like a nice, pretty, ooh, lavender. Oh my god, that's so pretty. A little deeper. That's okay. On the other end of the lip liner is like a lip brush. So I'm going to try to blend this in as much as possible. And to set the whole face, I'm using my Matte Magic Mist and Set. Spray it out first so I can get a gauge on what it's going to be like. And then set it in place.
You don't know.